press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back for the discussion grant paper 3 JEE. Discussion grant paper 3. So overall out of 25 questions, some will be little bit easy and some will be difficult. So it is time to discuss the 25 questions regarding grant test 3. So here question number 1, question number 26. Question number 26, anhydrous aluminum chloride is covalent. From the data given below, predict whether it would remain covalent or become ionic in aqueous solution. So here this is one of the important questions. We expect such type of questions also for entrance. So what the question here? Anhydrous aluminum chloride AlCl3, generally it was covalent compound. From the given information, there was given some information regarding that ionization enthalpy was given. 26th question number. Ionization potential of aluminum is given, that is 5173 kilojoules per mole. Enthalpy of hydration given. Because of anhydrous aluminum chloride, it is present in ionic state in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution, AlCl3 is present as ionic. Because of AlCl3 dissociates Al3 plus 3Cl minus. AlCl3 dissociates, gives rise to Al3 plus 3Cl minus. From that already we know enthalpy of hydration. Aluminum is equals to, was given data, that is minus 4665 kilojoules per mole, and enthalpy of hydration of Cl minus is equal to 3 into, because of once you go through the question, enthalpy of hydration for Cl minus 3 into minus 381 kilojoules per mole, that is equals to 3 1s are 3, 3 8s are 24, 3 3s are 9, 10, 11, 1143 kilojoules per mole. So on adding this two, on addition of the two values, what we will get here? Minus 4665 minus 1143, addition of these two, we will get it is 6708 kilojoules per mole. 6700 and that is 6708 is 6000 not 6000, I think it is 415, sorry. Sorry, 538 6410 carries on 678 4 plus 1 5 is 5808 kilojoules per mole. Enthalpy of hydration. Enthalpy of hydration value 5808 is greater than 5170. Here it is 5808 or 5808. Sorry, 5808 is greater than 5173. So it is ionic in nature. Clear? Enthalpy of hydration. Enthalpy of hydration greater than ionization potential. Hence, it is ionic. Hence, it is what compound? This is an ionic compound. Once again, I would like to repeat the question. I would like to repeat the explanation. Ionization potential of aluminum was given 5173 kilojoules per mole. In aqueous solution, what is the question here? From the data given below, predict whether it would remain covalent or become ionic in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution, when aluminum chloride dissolved in water, it produces Al3 plus ions and 3Cl minus ions. Enthalpy of hydration aluminum was given 4665. Enthalpy of chloride ion also given 381. Because of on dissociation, it gives us to 3Cl minus ions. 3 into 381, 1143. 1143, 4665 is equals to 5808 kilojoules per mole. This 5808 value, enthalpy of hydration. This enthalpy of hydration value is more than ionization potential value. Hence, it is ionic substance. So, hence it is ionic substance. So, the answer is it is ionic. Clear? So, this is a ionic. I hope you understood. And next question number 27. Question number 27. If the radius of first orbit of hydrogen atom is a naught, then de Broglie wavelength of electron in fourth orbit is. This is very important question from structure of atom. If the radius of first orbit of hydrogen atom is a naught, then de Broglie wavelength of electron in fourth orbit. We know that Bohr was given one formula regarding radius. Rn is equals to a naught into n square. This is a formula. Actually, first Bohr radius value is 0.53 angstroms according to the formula. It is n square h square by 4 pi square ml square. According to that formula, we will get Bohr first orbit radius is equals to 0.53 angstroms. So, here this is a formula Rn, nth orbit radius. Nth orbit radius is equals to a naught into n square. So, from the question fourth orbit, if n is equals to 4, then what we will get? R4 is equals to a naught into 4 square is equals to 16 a naught. So, R4 is equals to what it is? 16 a naught. So, what the relation here we have to find? De Broglie wavelength. What is de Broglie wavelength? Lambda is equals to h by mv. Lambda is equals to what it is? H by mv, that is called as a de Broglie wavelength. Already we know one formula, angular momentum of an electron. Angular momentum of an revolving of an electron. One formula was there, mvr is equals to nh by 2 pi. mvr is equals to what it is? nh by 2 pi. So, from this, what is r? We should go with r4. So, here we should write like this, mv is equals to nh by 2 pi r. mv is equals to nh by 2 pi r. So, here if r is equals to fourth orbit, Rn means what it is? If it is R4, for R4 orbit it is, we should go with for R4 orbit, what it is? R4 is equals to 16 a naught. Substitute mv is equals to nh by 2 pi 16 a naught. nh by 2 pi 16 a naught. So, here we know what it is, de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h by mv. We should come here. De Broglie's wavelength lambda is equals to what? H by mv. From this, what we will get? mv is equals to 4h by 2 pi 16 a naught. 2 1s are 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2 8s. So here mv into 8 a naught is equals to h by mv is equals to 8 a naught is equals to what it is, lambda. Clear? So this is a solution for this question number 27. First formula Rn is equal to a naught into n square, we will get 16 a naught. Clear? Angular momentum of a revolving electron mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. So here mv is equal to nh by 2 pi r. Already we know r is equals to 16 a naught. N is equal to 4 we know because of fourth orbit. In the question there was given fourth orbit. N is equals to fourth orbit it is. So final what we will get, mv into 8 a naught is equal to h by mv. H by mv is nothing but de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h by mv. From this equation we have to find h by mv is equals to 8 a naught. Clear? 8 a naught is the right answer for the question number 27. 8 a naught. And next one, question number 28. Next, compounds that retards the decomposition of H2O2 solution is. Compounds that retards the decomposition of H2O2 solution is, number one given, that is urea formula NH2CO NH2, and second one was given Na6P6O18, and third one given, that is K2S2O8, and fourth one is lithium aluminum hydride. So here my dear students, this is a very simple question, conceptual background it is. Compounds that retard the decomposition of H2O2 solution is, answer is urea only. Why? Because of urea is act as a stabilizer. Urea is a stabilizer. Urea is act as what it is? Stabilizer. Why we should go with the Na6P6O18? This is called as Colgan. Colgan method, we know that to removal of permanent hardness from hard water. And K2S2O8 is act as oxidizing agent because it is obtained from H2S2O8. H2S2O8, we know that peroxodisulfuric acid. Peroxodisulfuric acid is a peroxy acid, it is oxidizing agent, potassium peroxodisulfate it is. And lithium aluminum hydride is act as a reducing agent. Lithium aluminum hydride is act as a reducing agent. So this is a concept background question. Simple it is, answer is urea. Urea is act as a stabilizer. Urea is act as a stabilizer for hydrogen peroxide. So right answer is urea, option 1 according to the sequence of options it is. And next question number 29. 29. A tripeptide X on partial hydrolysis gave two dipeptides, CYS cysteine, GLY glycine, and next one is GLU glutamic acid and CYS cysteine. So here question number, this is 29. Cysteine glycine and glutamic acid cysteine. So what is the question here, my dear students? A tripeptide X on partial hydrolysis gives two dipeptides, cysteine glycine and glutamic acid cysteine. So here cysteine glycine, next one glutamic acid cysteine. So on addition of these two, cysteine is common. Once you go through this, my dear students, this is a cysteine. Cysteine is a common. So cysteine amino acid is present, is in between glutamic acid and glycine. We know what is glycine. Glycine formula NH2CH2COOH. NH2CH2COOH formula is what it is? glycine. On other hand, we should go with the cysteine. Cysteine formula also was there in that question only, it was there. That is what was given, it is CH2SH NH3 plus was given. See that once you go with the question, it is COOH CH CH2 SH. Next one is NH3 plus was given, actually it is NH2. So this is a cysteine. And glutamic acid also was given in that glutamic acid GLU NH2 single bond CH single bond followed by CH2 COOH again single bond COOH. So this is a glutamic acid. An addition of these three amino acids, addition of glutamic acid, cysteine, glycine, addition of glutamic acid, cysteine, glycine, here OH, here hydrogen, here OH, here hydrogen will be eliminated. Then we will get the formula, that is what was given in the textbook, what was given in that question it is. So tripeptide and partial hydrolysis gives two dipeptides, cysteine, glycine and glutamic acid, cysteine. So on the two dipeptides, what is common? Common is cysteine is common. So according to that, we should take decision regarding the question. Cysteine is between glycine and glutamic acid. Cysteine is between glycine and glutamic acid. So answer is glutamic acid, cysteine, glycine. Glutamic acid, cysteine, glycine. This is a right option for this question it is. Don't get confused, my dear students. It was very easy. So cysteine, glycine, glutamic acid, cysteine. So what is answer? Glutamic acid, cysteine, glycine. An addition of these three will get like this structure, NH3 plus, according to that CH, CH2, CH2, COOH followed by CO. Next is NH, CH, CH2SH, again CO, NH, CH2, COOH. This structure was given in the question it is. Glutamic acid, cysteine, glycine. Glutamic acid, cysteine, glycine. What is the common means? Common is cysteine only common. Which one is common? That is between the remaining two amino acids. So this is the right option for the question number 29. And next number, question number 30. Question number 30. The dispersive phase in colloidal iron 3 hydroxide and colloidal gold is positively and negatively charged respectively. Which of the following is not correct? So here addition of positive soul to negative soul. One was given FeOH taken thrice positively and gold soul negatively soul, and it is positive soul. So this is from surface chemistry. So what happens? Magnesium chloride solution coagulate the gold soul more readily than iron 3 hydroxide soul. And second option, sodium sulfate solution causes coagulation in both souls. Coagulation in both souls can be brought. And the third option, mixing of the souls has no effect. Mixing of the souls has no effect. Once you go through that options, my dear students, while addition of positive soul to negative soul, compulsory coagulation takes place. Coagulation means the charge which are present on the colloidal particles will be disappear and they become neutralized, and the particles are slightly collect on the bottom of the test tube or bottom of the beaker because of to removal of the charge. That is called as coagulation. So here, once you go with the option 3, according to the sequence, mixing of the soles has no effect. That is outright wrong because of mixing of soles has no effect is not correct. It is mixing of soles leads to the formation of coagulation. Coagulation takes place on the basis of that coagulation, positive addition of positive sole to negative sole. What we will get? Coagulation takes place because of magnesium chloride Mg2 plus and sodium sulfate Na plus, because those are the act as Hardy-School's rule. According to Hardy-School's rule, we should go with the coagulation capacity. So the third option was, once you go through the third option, this is a concept background. Mixing of the soles has no effect. Mixing of the soles has no effect. That is a wrong statement regarding the question number 30. Clear? Next question number 31. Question number 31. Which of the following statement is not correct? The oxidation state of sulfur in ammonium, what is that? Peroxodisulfate, NH4 taken twice, S2O8 minus is plus 6. The oxidation number of osmium in OSO4 plus 8. The oxidation number of oxygen in KO2 is minus half. The oxidation number of sulfur in H2SO5 plus 8. So here NH4 taken twice, S2O8. So here what is oxidation number of sulfur? Already you know this is can be written as NH4 plus and S2O8 2 minus. NH4 plus and S2O8 2 minus. From this 2S plus 8O is equals to minus 2 and 2S plus 8 into, actually this is an example for peroxy linkage. Peroxodisulfuric acid. Peroxodisulfuric acid formula is H2S2O8. In H2S2O8, sulfur oxidation number plus 6. This is very important. This is called as Marshall acid. This is called as what it is? Marshall acid. In Marshall acid, oxidation state of sulfur is plus 6. In Marshall acid, oxidation state of sulfur is plus 6. Actually, according to the sequence, we should go it is plus 7, but that is wrong because of in this example, peroxy linkage is there. So, in peroxy, due to the presence of peroxy, linkage, S is equals to plus 6. So, option 1 is correct and second option is osmium tetroxide, OSO4. OS plus 4O is equals to 0. OS plus 4 into minus 2 is equals to 0. OS minus 8 is equals to 0. OS is equal to plus 8. This is the second option. This is the first option. And third option, KO2. K plus 2O is equals to 0. K belongs to first group. 2O is equals to 0. 2 oxygen is equals to minus 1. Oxygen is equal to minus 1 by 2. Third option is also correct. Third option is also correct. First option is also correct. Second option is also correct. And we should go with the last, the oxidation state of H2SO5. H2SO5 is Carros acid. H2SO5 is called as what it is? Carros acid. So here oxidation state of sulfur 2H plus S plus 5O is equals to 0. So here what we will get answer is plus 6. In H2S2O8 and H2SO5. H2S2O8 and H2SO5 both are examples belongs to peroxy linkages. On the basis of that, the oxidation state of sulfur here plus 6. The oxidation state of sulfur is plus 6, but in the question it was given plus 8. Plus 8, so this is a wrong option according to the statements it is. Clear it is. So, we should go with once all options are correct, but I will give the structures regarding the examples. According to the structures, it is easy to find the answer. Because of we should go with you should do more concentrate on the two examples. One is H2S2O8. H2S2O8 is called as a Marshall acid. H2SO5 is called as a Caros acid. What is the oxidation number is +6 because of this is a structure. So these two are the structures. So this is the linkage. This linkage is called as a peroxy linkage. In peroxy linkage, oxidation state of oxygen is -1. Here also this is a peroxy linkage. This is called as a peroxy linkage. -1, -1. So remaining oxygens -2, hydrogen is +1. On the basis of that, we should find the oxidation number of sulfur in H2SO5 is not +8, that is also +6 only. Marshall acid +6, Caros acid +6. Caros, Marshall both are belongs to peroxy group. So the right answer, the wrong option was given in this one. Incorrect statement is last statement is incorrect statement. Clear? And next one, question number 32. For the reaction x plus y gives rise to P. The rate law is expressed as rate is equal to K into x concentration into y concentration power 2. Which of the following statement will be false for the reaction? 32. Rate given K into concentration of x into concentration of y power 2. You should go with R1 is equal to K into x y power 2. If concentration x and concentration y both are double, the rate of reaction will be increased by 8 times. Concentration of x is equal to 2, double, y also double. What will get K into 2? 4. 4 2s are what it is? 8 R1. Clear it is. Concentration of x double, 2x. Concentration of y double, 2y. 2x, 2y. 2 2s are 4. 4 2s are 8. Rate becomes 8 times. So statement 1 is right. R2 is equals to 8 R2 is equals to K into 2x into 4y. Clear it is. K into 2x into 4y. According to the rate equation. X double 2x, y double 2y. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. Option 1 is right. And next, this reaction is third order. Sum of the powers. Sum of the powers. Sum of the powers is equal to 1 plus 2 is equal to what is 3. So second option is also correct. This reaction is a third order. If x is if x is held constant and y is reduced to 1/4, the rate of reaction will be halved. Option 3. This is option 1. It is option 1. This is option 2. What is option 3? X is constant. X is constant. And y is reduced to 1/4. 1/4 means y by 4 whole square. Then what will be what is answer? It is k into x y by 16. So actually it is R3 by 16. 16 times will be decreases. But what given here there? The question, if x is held constant and y is reduced to 1/4. Y reduced to 1/4. 1/4 means 4 4 is 16. Rate decreases by 16 times actually. Rate decreases by how many times? 16 times. But what given there? Rate becomes half. Rate becomes half means this is a wrong statement. Statement 3 is a wrong statement, and statement 4 we should go with. Y is held constant, x is double. Reaction rate will be double. Option 4 you should go with option 4. y is constant, x is double. X is double means what is answer is 2r4 is equals to what? 2x into y2. So here once you go through that options, y constant, x double, rate increase 2 times. X increase 2 times, y increase 2 times, rate becomes 8 times. The sum of the powers is equals to 3 third order reaction. If x constant, y decreases 4 times means rate decreases 16 times. Rate decreases 16 times, but the question according to the option what was given, that is rate is reduced by half, 1 by 2. So third option is the wrong option for this question. It is, once you go through once again, general rate equation was given k into x into y power 2, r1 is equal to k into x into y power 2. So x increases 2 times, y increases 2 times, 2 into 2 to the 4, rate was increases by 8 times. Second option, what is the sum of the powers? 1 plus 2. Sum of the power 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. It is third order reaction. Third option, x is constant, y decreases by 4 times, y by 4. So actually what we expect, rate becomes 16 times decreases, but third one was given, that is half. So this is a wrong statement. And fourth option, y constant, x was double. X double means rate double. Both x and y both are double, rate increases 8 times. Only x double, rate becomes double. So according to the information, we should go with the third option is a wrong statement regarding the rate equation. Clear? I hope you understood, my dear students. Next one, 33. Simple concept background question. Cerium Z is equal to 58. Cerium Z is equal to 58. Atomic number 58 it is. Belongs to lanthanides. As an important member of the lanthanides, which are the following statement about cerium is incorrect? Cerium 4 acts as oxidizing agent because of lanthanide stable oxidation state. Stable oxidation state plus 3. So cerium plus 4 to cerium plus 3. Plus 4 to plus 3. Reduction. So it is act as what agent it is? Oxidizing agent. First option that only. Cerium 4 plus is act as oxidizing agent. Right answer it is. Cerium 4 plus is act as oxidizing agent. Plus 3 oxidation state of cerium is more stable than plus 4 because of stable oxidation state of lanthanides are plus 3. Plus 3 more stable than plus 4. Oxidation state. The plus 4 oxidation state of cerium is not known in solutions. The common oxidation state of cerium is plus 3 and plus 4. Cerium is belongs to lanthanides. Common oxidation state of lanthanides are plus 3. Table is plus 3. But lanthanides exhibit plus 3 oxidation states as well as plus 4 oxidation states. So according to the options, cerium 4 plus act as oxidizing agent. Exactly, this is because of reduction reaction. Because plus 4 unstable, plus 3 stable. For the stability, it is undergoes reduction. So oxidizing agent. And oxidation state plus 3 is more stable than plus 4. And the common oxidation state of cerium is plus 3 and plus 4. Both are plus 3 plus 4. Both are exhibit. Cerium exhibit by plus 3 and plus 4. And third option, the plus 4 oxidation state of cerium is not known in solution. In aqueous solution, cerium available in plus 3 state as well as plus 4 state. Both states is available. So it is a concept background. So this is question number 33. Right answer is the plus 4 oxidation state of cerium is not known in solution. Clear? So this is the right. And next one, question number 34. Question number 34. Consider the following metallurgical process: metal sulfide to metal oxide to impure metal to pure metal. metal sulfide, metal oxide, impure metal, pure metal. So there was given x, y, z. Here this is x, this is y, this is z. So what are x, y, z? Simple question. This is a concept background question. This x to y. Sorry, metal sulfide to metal oxide. Sulfide ores. Sulfide ores concentration method is the roasting. Sulfide ore concentration method is, what is the method? It is roasting. And metal oxide to impure metal. This process is done by the process is called as smelting. Sulfide ores undergoes roasting. Carbonate ores undergoes calcination. Sulfide ores undergoes roasting. Those are the concentration methods. So one is a roasting, second one is a smelting. And impure metal to pure metal. Impure metal to pure metal, we should go simple with it is electrolysis. Simple question it is, electrolysis. So x is equal to roasting, y is equals to smelting, and z is equals to electrolysis. Simple answer. This is very easy to find the answer. Concept background, roasting, smelting, and electrolysis. Next question number 35. Which one of the following alkaline earth metal sulfate has its hydration enthalpy greater than its lattice enthalpy? Very important repeated question for intensities. Hydration enthalpy is greater than its lattice enthalpy, that is beryllium sulfate. Question number 35. Down the group, size increases. Size increases means enthalpy of hydration decreases. Enthalpy of hydration is decreases. So here Be2 plus enthalpy of hydration is more than enthalpy of lattice. Beryllium sulfate enthalpy of hydration is more than enthalpy of lattice. So this is concept background question, direct question. This is many times repeated in entrance point of view. So focus such type of questions. Alkaline metals, alkaline earth metals, both are very important, especially the sulfates, carbonates, and hydroxides, properties of alkaline earth metals. So here beryllium sulfate is a right answer because of the, what about that? 1 minute. Just right. Because of the size factor, it is size factor. So answer is beryllium sulfate is right. Oh my god. Just a moment. Right. Beryllium sulfate. Next question number 36. Organic chemistry. Very interesting question this is. Which of the following will not produce aromatic product? Which of the following will not produce aromatic product? Simple, we should go with option number 1. CH3, C triple bond CH. Red hot iron tube. Red hot iron tube. We will get the answer. This is answer. This reaction is called as polymerization. 3 moles of, suppose here H will be there, suppose here H is there, 3 moles of acetylene undergoes red hot iron tubes, gives rise to benzene. Instead of H there was given methyl group. Methyl group, 3 moles of methyl acetylene undergoes polymerization, gives rise to 135 trimethyl benzene. 135 trimethyl benzene. So it is aromatic. Next option 2, C6H14, Al2O3, Cr2O3. Heat gives rise to benzene only. This reaction is called as aromatization. In first PO, properties of alkanes, you should go with that. This is called as what it is? Aromatization. This is normal hexane. Instead of hexane, you should go with heptane, then we will get the toluene. Clear? Hexane gives rise to benzene. Heptane gives rise to toluene. Octane gives rise to ethyl benzene or xylene, like that examples you will get. And option 3, phenol. Phenol zinc dust reduction, this is zinc dust, we will get here also benzene. This reaction is just like as a reduction reaction. Phenol is treated with zinc dust. And fourth option, NH2, 1 comma 2 diamine cyclohexane plus CH4 gives rise to what we will get? This is a compound NH, CH. Like this compound will get here. Like this compound will get here because of CH, eliminate water, eliminate water from this minus water, H2O will be eliminated, from both sides H2O will be eliminated, here H2O will be eliminated, here also H2O will be eliminated, NH, NCH, N double bond CH, N double bond CH, this is not aromatic. This is aromatic, this is aromatic, this is aromatic. Starting 3 examples are aromatic because of the question was which of the following will not produce aromatic compound? Which of the following will not produce aromatic compound? Compound 1 produce aromatic, 1,3,5 trimethyl benzene, compound 2 benzene, compound 3 benzene, compound 4 is not a aromatic substance, it is a cyclohexane derivative it is. So the right option for the question is fourth one is not produce aromatic. Next one, question number 37. Direct concept background question. The thermal stability of hydrates of oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium varies in the order. Generally, it is down the group size increase, thermal stability decrease. Down the group size increases, thermal stability decreases. Down the group size increases and thermal stability decreases. So, what is the right order is H2O greater than H2S, H2SE, H2. This is a right option. Option 3 is correct for this one because of size increases, thermal stability decreases. Option 3 is, this is the right answer for the question number 37. So simple concept background it is. Concept background. And next question number 38. Question number 38, numerical background. In the reaction 2Al solid plus 6HCl aqueous. 2Al solid plus 6HCl aqueous gives rise to 2Al3 plus aqueous plus 6Cl minus aqueous plus 3H2 gas. No, all right. 112 liter H2 at STP is produced for every mole HCl aqueous consumed. 6 liter HCl is consumed for every 2 liter H2 produced. 33.6 liter H2 is produced regardless of temperature and pressure for every mole aluminum that reacts, and 67.2 liters H2 at STP is produced for every mole aluminum that reacts. My dear students, 2 mole aluminum produce 3 mole H2 gas, that is 3 into 22.4 liters according to the equation. 2 mole aluminum produce 3 moles H2. 3 moles H2 means that is how many? 3 into 22.4 liters. 1 mole aluminum gives how much? So what is answer? 1 into 3 into 22.4 by 2. So it is 11.2, 33.6 liters. Clear? 33.6 liters of hydrogen gas will be liberated. This is condition 1. 33.6 liters H2 is produced. Regarding of temperature and pressure for every mole of aluminum that reacts. Every mole of aluminum, 1 mole aluminum react, it liberates how much? 33.6 liter of H2 gas. Suppose we should go with 6 mole HCl. 6 mole HCl produce how much? 3 mole H2. That is what is 3 into 33.6 liter of H2. So 1 mole HCl is equals to how much? 1 into 3 into 33.6 by 6 3 1s are 3 2s are, then what will get? 2 3 2s are 2 1s are 2 5s are 2 8s are 13 to 16, 3 1s are 6 moles, 3 into 33 point, sorry 3 into 22.4, my dear students, sorry, 3 into 22.4 will get 11.2. So here go through that option 1. Once you go with option 1, 112 liters was given, option 1. 112 liters of H2 at STP produced for every mole of HCl consumed. 6 mole HCl consumed, 3 moles H2. 3 moles means that is 3 into 22.4. 1 mole HCl produce how much? 11.2 liter. But option 1, 112 liters was given. Option 1 is wrong. 6 liter HCl produce 2 liters also wrong. So third option, you should go with third option. 1 mole aluminum produce how much? 33.6 liters of hydrogen gas. Clear? So this is a numerical background question it is. So go through that or go through these steps. Clear? Next 39. Four diatomic species are listed below. Identify the correct order in which the bond order is increasing in them. Given O2 minus, NO, C2 2 minus, and last is a He2 plus. O2 minus, number of electrons 70. And NO is nitric oxide, number of electrons 15. It is 14, 6 to the 12 plus 2 14, 7 plus 8 15, 2 8 is 16 plus 1 17, and here 3, 2 to the 4, 4 minus 1 3. Already we know one rule for 14 electrons, bond order is equal to 3. So this is bond order 3. For 15 electrons or 17 electrons, bond order is equals to 2.5. 2.5. Sorry. 13. Like 16, bond order is equal to 2. 17 bond order is equal to 1.5. So it is 1.5, this is 2.5. No need to use the formula, number of bonding electrons minus anti-bonding electrons divided by 2. That formula is not compulsory to use the calculation of the bond orders, because of for 14 electrons bond order is 3. If number of electrons will be decreases, bond order decreases by 0.5 units, 0.5 units, 0.5 units. Up to it is 20, it is up to 8. Clear? And for 3 electrons bond order is 0.5. 3 electrons bond order is 0.5. So what is the answer is C22 minus. Next is NO. Next is O2 minus. Next is He2 plus. That is the order. He2 plus less than NO. NO how much? Sorry, O2, sorry. He2 plus less than, O2 minus less than, NO less than, C22 minus. That is the right answer for the question number. It is what it is? Question number 39. He2 plus, O2 minus, NO and C22 minus. So once again you go through this, my dear students. This was very easy. 14 electrons bond order 3. No need to do what bonding electrons, bonding orbitals minus anti-bonding orbitals divided by anti-bonding electrons divided by 2. Don't go through that. 14 electrons 3. As the number of electrons decreases, bond order will be decreased 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 like that only. You apply that technique is to find the proper answer for the question 39 it is. Now next question number 40. Question number 40 from organic chemistry. This is second PUC. Very important question it is. 40. Which of the following leads to the formation of methyl tertiary butyl ether? Methyl tertiary butyl ether. Which of the following leads to the formation of methyl tertiary butyl ether? So here this is an example for Williamson synthesis. According to the Williamson synthesis, according to Williamson's alkyl halide must and should primary only. Alkyl halide must and should primary only. And sodium alkoxide. Sodium alkoxide either primary, secondary or tertiary, any one. This is a condition for Williamson synthesis. Very, very important it is. What is the condition for Williamson synthesis? Alkyl halide must and should primary. Primary means we should go with the CH3Cl. Primary alkyl halide. Methyl. Next is tertiary butyl. Tertiary butyl means CH3, CH3, CH3. Tertiary butyl. Tertiary butyl, this is sodium alkoxide. Sodium alkoxide means NaO. This is a tertiary sodium tertiary butoxide. This compound is called as sodium tertiary butoxide. On addition of this to NaCl will be eliminated. What is the answer? CH3O, C, CH3 taken thrice. This compound is called as methyl tertiary butyl ether. Methyl tertiary butyl ether. So according to the options, you should go with options. Option, this is primary alkyl halide. This is also primary alkyl halide. But option 2, this is CH3 taken thrice CONA. CH3 taken thrice CONA. CH3 taken thrice CONA. And this option we should go with this is ethyl. So we required methyl. So this is the right answer for the question number 40. Clear? So simple. This is a condition. What are the condition we required for Williamson synthesis means condition required for Williamson synthesis, compulsory alkyl halide must and should primary only. Alkyl halide must and should primary. Then sodium alkoxide is a primary, secondary, tertiary. Any one of you should select this. Next question number 41. Is a solid state. In a normal spinel type structure, the oxide ions are arranged in CCP. Oxides are CCP. Number of oxygen atoms is equals to 4. Whereas 1/8 tetrahedral holes are occupied by Zn2 plus ions and 50% octahedral holes are occupied by Fe3 plus ions. The formula of the compound. Very simple example. This is easy to find the answer. So here number of oxygen atoms are 4. Number of tetrahedral voids is equals to 8 because 2n. Number of tetrahedral voids are 8. So here tetrahedral voids are occupied by Zn2 plus. Zn2 plus occupy tetrahedral voids. How much that is? That is 1/8. So number of Zn2 plus ions is equals to 8 into 1/8 is equals to 1. Number of oxygen atoms 4. Number of Zn2 plus ions 1 because of total number of tetrahedral voids 8. On that 8, 1/8. 1/8 means 8 into 1/8. 8 into 1/8 is equals to what? 1. And next number of octahedral voids is equal to 4 according to the number of atoms. Number of atoms in CCP. In CCP what? Number of atoms is equals to 4. In CCP number of atoms is equal to 4. Octahedrals 4, tetrahedrals 8. And 50%. 50% means Fe3 plus occupy octahedral voids. That is 50%. 50% is nothing but 1/2. So number of Fe3 plus ions is equal to 4 into 1/2 is equals to 2. So Zn 1 Fe2 O4, that is Zn Fe2 O4. Zn Fe2O4 is the right answer for the question. Simple it is. Spinal type structures, we should go with this information. Number of atoms present in CCP 4. 4 atoms is equal to 4 octahedral voids. 4 octahedral voids is equal to 8 tetrahedral voids. Tetrahedral percentage 1/8. Octahedral percentage 50%. 50 into 50 means 1/2. 1/2 into 4, 2. 1/8 into 8, 1. Number of oxygens 4. So answer is Zn Fe2O4 is right for the question number 41. Next is 42. The major product of the following reactions. The major product of the following reaction is the reaction was given question number is 42. Methyl group, and this is bromine. DMF PHS minus Na plus. So here, my dear students, this is a very important question. It is difficulty level. It is difficult question. The major product of the following reaction is, so here bromine front side of the plane it was, and solvent dimethyl formamide, non-polar solvent it is, aprotic, polar aprotic it is, non-polar, and it is a phenyl group. pH is nothing but 6H5, S minus Na plus. Reaction mechanism, suppose mechanism is followed in SN1. Suppose mechanism if it is SN1, if it is SN1, suppose what is intermediate? Intermediate is carbocation. For SN1 reaction, intermediate is carbocation, and this carbocation intermediate destabilizes. Why the carbocation intermediate destabilizes? Because of F is a negative inductive effect. NO2 is the negative mesomeric effect. Remember, this is very important question. Negative inductive effect of fluoride ion, negative mesomeric effect of nitro group destabilizes carbocation. Destabilizes carbocation. So, reaction mechanism is not followed with respect to SN1. Suppose the mechanism is SN2. The mechanism is SN2. Then here once you go with this is a benzyl. Benzyl carbocations are more stable than aryl halides. Benzyl halides are more stable than aryl groups, or benzyl groups are more reactive than aryl groups. So benzyl, this is a benzyl. What is the concept? Means here you should remove NABR. Removal of NABR from this. Removal of NABR from this, here bromine is front side of the plane. Front side of the plane is bromine is there. Suppose the reaction mechanism is followed, go through the SN2, then benzyl is more stable than aryl group. Then here NABR will be eliminated. Suppose NABR will be eliminated. Suppose the remaining part what it is? Sulfur and pH group. Sulfur and pH group will be available like this. This is a methyl, and this is a what about that? This is S pH. Why? Because once I represent like this dotted lines means in SN2 reaction mechanism, that is said to be what it is? Inversion. Already we know that is called as Walden inversion. Walden inversion. Already bromine is front side of the plane. On eliminating of the bromine, because of this negative nucleophile attacks and back side of the compound it is. So here inversion takes place. Due to the inversion I represent it is dotted lines. Dotted lines means the SPH group will be backside of the compound. It is backside of the compound. So once you go through that option one methyl group, there is no change. Front side of the bromine will be eliminated. Reaction mechanism followed in SN2 step, not SN1. Why it was not SN1? Already according to this DMF we have to find polar aprotic SN1, polar aprotic SN2, dimethyl formamide polar aprotic it is. So according to the solvent we should go, this mechanism leads to the formation of what it is? Inversion. What is that inversion? Walden inversion. So on the basis of that, this methyl group as it is, and this dotted lines represent back side of the plane. Back side of the plane, the SPH will be attacks. The nucleophile attacks back side of the molecule. Clear? Because the front side bromine is not facilitate the attacking of the nucleophile. So this is a very important question. Such type of questions also you should focus for final exam, my dear students. So the answer is according to these options. First one is the right answer. Again, once again I am repeating here. Fluorine is minus negative inductive effect. Nitro is negative mesomeric effect. Destabilizes intermediate carbocation. Then we should go alternatives SN2 reaction. SN2 reaction, benzyls are more reactive because of benzyl is more stable, and the benzyl on attacking of the nucleophile inversion takes place. So front side of the bromine will be eliminated and nucleophile attacks on the back side position. Clear? I think it is. So this is the right answer for the question 42, and next one is 43. 43. Which one of the following statements regarding photochemical smog is not correct? Photochemical smog is formed during winter seasons in early morning hours. Photochemical smog is characterized by brown haze of irritating nature. Photochemical smog is oxidizing in nature. Photochemical smog is also called as angel's smog. It is. So here this is a complete outright concept background question. This is simple. Photochemical smog is formed during winter season in early morning is a wrong statement because of classical smog. Classical smog is formed during winter seasons in early morning hours. Clear? Not photochemical smog. There is only classical smog. So the statement first is a incorrect statement regarding photochemical smog. I hope you understood. I think. Next one number question number 44. Question number 44. Simple question. This is also. Consider the following 4 electrodes P. Cu2 plus 0.00001 m, nothing but 10 power minus 4, 3 zeros 1 m. Q Cu2 plus 0.1 m, 10 power minus R 0.01 m, and S. If the standard reduction potential of Cu2 plus Cu is plus 0.34 volts, the reduction potentials in volts of the above electrodes follow the order. Sorry. Above the order. So this is a very simple question. We should go with the equation. E is equals to E naught cell plus 0.059 by n log Mn plus. Log Mn plus. As the concentration of the metal electrode aqua solution increases or decreases. Increases, value increases. Decreases, value decreases. Clear? So here we should go with one particular what about that statement it is? That is lower the concentration of Mn plus. Lower is the E. Lower the concentration of Mn plus. Lower is the electrode potential. This is a condition for that. So we know 10 power minus 4, 10 power minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. 10 power minus 4, 10 power minus 3, 10 power minus 2, 10 power minus 1. Minus 4 P. Yes. R. Q. PSRQ. There is a question. PSRQ. PSRQ. QRSP. So here this is a lower. This is a lower. So RQ or SP. We should go with QRSP. Lower the concentration of Mn plus. Which is lower the concentration? 10 power minus 4. Lower the concentration. Lower is the E naught value because of it is constant. E naught cell 0.34 for all cases it is constant. N is constant, 2 electrons because of Cu2 plus 2 electrons. You substitute 10 power minus 4. 10 power minus 4 means this become minus. Minus 4 log 10. Minus 4 log 10 means minus 4 only. Multiply with minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. Then electrode potential values also make a variation we will take. So lower the concentration of Mn plus, lower is the electrode potential. That is the concept. So answer is a QRSP. QRSP is the right answer for the question number. It is 44. QRSP. Yes, QRSP is right. Next question 45. The main product formed when benzaldehyde is treated with 1 mole of acetone in the presence of aqueous alkali. This is a aldol condensation reaction. It is aldol condensation reaction. This is a benzaldehyde is treated with acetone. Benzaldehyde is an absence of alpha hydrogens. Acetone is the presence of alpha hydrogens. Simple. The answer is simple for aldol condensation. You should write as this C6H5CH double bond O plus H2CH COCH3. This is acetone. Eliminate water from this. Aldol condensation is nothing but eliminate water. One aldehyde you select oxygen. One more aldehyde you select 2 alpha hydrogens. That is a condition. 2 alpha hydrogens from one aldehyde. Select oxygen from one more aldehyde. On the addition of that H2 and O, eliminate water. Simple from this one. Then what will be the answer is C6H5 CH double bond CH COCH3. This is the answer. Reaction takes place in the presence of aqueous potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide dilute alkalis. So once you go through the options, my dear students, C6H5 CH double bond CH COCH3. According to this, this is the right answer. 1 mole of acetone in the presence of aqueous alkali is C6H5 CH double bond CH COCH3. We will get the answer for the question number 45. This is easy. You should go through this step. It is simple. Aldol condensation means eliminate water. Eliminate water, you will get the right answer. Next question number 46. Among the following, the number of paramagnetic as well as colored species is O2 paramagnetic, NO2 paramagnetic, Cu2 plus paramagnetic, Fe2 plus paramagnetic, Fe3 plus paramagnetic, FeCN6 3 minus paramagnetic, ferric, and NaH2O taken 6 2 plus also paramagnetic. So this is a simple question. Total number of paramagnetic compounds in this example it is nothing but 7. Total 7 will be there. Once again I am repeating the question. It is paramagnetic as well as colored. O2 paramagnetic, NO2 paramagnetic, Cu2 plus paramagnetic, Fe2 plus paramagnetic, Fe3 plus paramagnetic, FeCN6 3 minus paramagnetic, FeCN6 3 minus, FeCN6 3 minus because of ferricyanide, presence of one unpaired electron. Presence of one unpaired electron, it is a paramagnetic. So total it is a direct question. This is 7 will be the right answer for this one. And next 47. Among the following, the total number of groups showing minus I effect. Cl minus I effect, nitro group minus I effect, CH3, CN, COR, OC6H5. So except alkyl groups, rest are minus I groups. Only Cl minus I group, NO2 minus I group, CH3 not minus I group, CN minus I group, COR minus I group, OC6H5 minus I group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 will be the minus I groups regarding the examples: chloride, nitro group, methyl group, cyanide group, ester group, and methoxy group. So except methyl group, because of methyl is belongs to alkyl functional group, so it is a positive inductive effect according to the rules. Positive inductive effect is exhibited by alkyl groups. So total number of minus I groups in this example is 5. Next, '48. It is from solutions. A decimolar solution of potassium ferrocyanide K4FeCN6 is 50% dissociated at 300 Kelvin. The osmotic pressure in atmospheres of the solution is. Molarity given 0.1 m. Decimolar. Temperature given 300 Kelvin. R value 0.0821 liter atmosphere. Mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. And we don't know I. K4 FeCN6. 4K plus FeCN6 4 minus 1 0 0 1 minus alpha 4 alpha alpha. So what is I is equal to 1 minus alpha plus 4 alpha plus alpha. Alpha alpha get cancelled. What is I is equal to 1 plus 4 alpha. But alpha given 50%, that is 0.5. So I is equal to 1 plus 4 into 0.5. So I is equal to 1 plus 2. So I is equal to 3. I is equal to 3. Next, calculate osmotic pressure. What is the formula for osmotic pressure? Pi is equal to ICRT. I is 3. C is concentration given 0.1. R was given 0.0821 and 3 was given 300. So 3 is 9, 9 8 is 72. 72 means 7.2. So answer is 7.4. 7.4. 3 3 is 9, 9 1 is 9, 9 2 is 18. On simplification of this, we will get 7.4 only. 7.47 and 3 3 is 9. 9 1 is 9, 9 2 is 18, 18 plus 9, 27, 2, and it is 72 plus 2, 74. 7.479 atmospheres. Multiply 0 0 will get after this point 0 get cancelled. This point 0 will come here, 0.821 into 9. 0.821 into 9 will get 7.479. So this is the process to calculate the answer. 7.4 is the right answer. Simple question. So once again, decimolar 0.1 m, temperature 300 Kelvin, R value 0.0821, I value we have to find from this one. I is equal to 3. I is value dissociate, it is 50% dissociate. Alpha given 50%, 50% is nothing but 0.5, and I is equal to 1 plus 4 into 0.5, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. After that, this is the formula: osmotic pressure is equal to pi is equal to ICRT. Pi is equal to ICRT, substitute the values, you will get 7.479 is the right answer for the question. And next question number 49. The electronegativity of carbon, if bond dissociation enthalpy was given, EHH is equal to 104.2 kilocalories per mole. Carbon 83.1. Carbon hydrogen 98.8. And we have to find what it is, the electronegativity of carbon. En of carbon is equal to how much? En of hydrogen given, that is how much it is, 2.1. TX something was something went wrong, it is. So that is electronegativity of hydrogen. Electronegativity of hydrogen was given 2.1. So it is a complicated question because of sometimes we expect such type of questions also for examination. So this numerical is based on the Pauling scale. Two scales, Mulliken scale, Pauling scale, two types of scales was there to calculate electronegativity. One formula was there according to Pauling. XA minus XB is equals to 0.208 root delta. One formula is there. This is a very important formula. It is 208. XA minus XB. XA minus XB is equals to 0.208 into delta. 0.208 into delta, or sometimes you should write it is what about that delta H, delta E also. We should write XA minus XB is equals to 0.208 delta E also it is. So what is XA? Electronegativity of A. XB electronegativity of B. Here we should go with XC minus XH. H was given, it is 2.1. XC minus XH, which is given 2.1 is equal to 0.208 into delta. Delta, or it is also called as delta E. So what is delta E? That is important here. What is delta E is equal to actual bond energy minus delta E. Delta E or delta is equal to what it is? Actual bond energy minus root over actual bond energy minus root over what about that energy of AA into energy of BB. This is a general formula I was given. This is a general formula. It is, my dear students. Apply this formula to that numerical. It is. Apply this formula to the numerical. We will get the answer. This XA means XC, carbon electronegativity. Electronegativity of carbon. The question. What the question here? Calculate the electronegativity of carbon. Clear. Electronegativity of hydrogen was given 2.1. XB 2.1 given. 0.208 as it is. Delta E or delta. Delta E or delta is what is that? Actual bond energy minus EAA into EBB. EAA into EBB means we should go with that is what about that 98 point delta E is equals to 98.8 root over 98.8 root over what is remaining, it is 83.1 into 104.2. 83.1 into 104.2. Just a moment. 98.8 minus, sorry. 98.8 minus 98.8 was given is CH, actual bond energy. Actual bond energy of carbon hydrogen 98.8 minus 83.1 CC. CC means AA. And 104.2 BB. BB is what it is? Hydrogen. Hydrogen bond dissociation. According to the bond dissociation enthalpies, it is. According to the bond dissociation enthalpies, this numerical was based on that enthalpy values. And here we should go with the formula. It is according to the Pauling scale. According to the Pauling scale, the formula electronegativity differences between two elements is equals to 0.208 root over delta. 0.208 root over delta means here we should take one more relation regarding that, that is on simplification of this, what will get 98.8 minus that is 98.8 minus 93.05 will get it is 98.8 minus 93.03, then on simplification we will get it is 5.75. 5.75 will get the answer because of the it is a numerical background, and 5.75 will get, but next step is what it is, xa minus xb is equals to 5.75, xa minus 2.1 is equal to 5.75, xa is equals to what will get to 5.75, 5.75 minus 2.1 is equal to 5.75, 2.1, 5, 6, 3.65. 3.65 answer is not very thick. Answer 3.65. 0.49. Sorry, I forgot it is 1 minute. Sorry. Root over 5.75. 98.8, 83.1 into 104.2. Is equals to, will get there is 2.1, 0.49, 0.49, 0.498. Actual bond energy 98.8 minus root over 83.1 into 104.2. 83.1 into 104.2. How much we will get? Just a moment. We will do calculation for this. 83.1. Sorry. 83.1 into 104.2. 8659.02. 8659.02. 8659.02 means 5.75. 8659.02. 8659.02. 8649.02. It is 5.75 into 0.208. 5.75 into 0.208. 1.1 is right. Okay. So my dear students, you make a delta E is equal to 98.8 minus root over 83.1 into 104.2. Next is 98.8 minus we will get the step that is 93.05. 5.75. 5.75. Then next step is XA minus XB is equals to 0.208 minus root what it is delta. Then XA minus XB is equals to, sorry, it is not XB, it is 2.1, 0.208 root over 5.75. So don't get confused here. Already the formula is root delta. But what is delta means? Delta is actual bond energy minus again root it is. After multiplication of this one, after multiplication of this and we will get root, finally we will get the answer is 93.05. 98.8 minus 93.05 is equal to 5.75. Substitute 5.75 here. Delta value was 5.75, you can substitute here, and while doing this root and we will get multiplication with 0.208, we will get the answer is final, it is XA is equals to sorry, XA minus 2.1. 2.1 was given the electronegativity of hydrogen. XA minus 2.1 is equal to 0.498. It is 0.498. So answer XA is equals to 2.1 plus 0.498. 2.1, 0.498. What is answer? 2.598. 2.598. Option 4 was there in that one. Fourth option you should go with 2.598. So here given information, bond dissociation enthalpy of hydrogen is 104.2 and carbon 83.1. Carbon hydrogen actual bond energy is 98.8. Electronegativity of carbon we don't know, we have to find that. Electronegativity of hydrogen was given 2.1. So this numerical is based on the Pauling scale. According to Pauling scale, we should calculate electronegativity of carbon. According to the Pauling scale, Xa minus Xb, the difference between the two electronegativity elements is equals to 0.208 root over delta it is. Sometimes you should expect delta E or delta both are same. And what is delta formula? Delta is equal to actual bond energy minus dissociation enthalpy of AA and BB. Suppose here A you substitute carbon, B you can substitute hydrogen. Carbon, hydrogen, then this is the bond dissociation enthalpy of carbon, carbon, hydrogen was given carbon, 83.1. Substitute hydrogen was given 104.2. Multiply these two and make root value, we will get 93.05. Subtract this 98.8 minus 93.05, we will get 5.75. After that 5.75 value is what is delta E or delta. Delta E value or delta value is equal to 5.75. Again you should go with the formula. Xa minus Xb is equal to 0.208 root delta. So Xa minus Xb is equal to 0.208 root delta. So what is delta is equals to 5.75. Root over this 5.75 and multiply with this, we will get 0.498. After 0.498, we will get Xa is equal to 2.1 plus 0.498 is equal to 2.598. Because of electronegativity of hydrogen was given, that is 2.1. So it is a little bit complicated numerical. Suppose the same numerical will be observed for upcoming entrance examinations, such type of numerical data if you observe, then you have to notice it, the answer is 2.59. 2.59 is the answer. This is a common formula according to the Pauling scale it is. According to the Pauling scale, this type of numericals we expect especially for JEE mains and advanced level it is. Advanced level, such type of numericals only there. So we should concentrate. This type of questions are very important it is. Clear? And next last question for this session. So it is the last question for this session. 0.1 mole CH3NH2 methylamine base dissociation constant was given Kb is equal to 5 into 10 power minus 4. It is mixed with 0.08 mole of HCl and diluted to 1 liter. The H plus concentration in the solution is x into 10 power minus 11, the value of x. So simple it is. CH3NH2 plus HCl gives rise to CH3 NH3 plus Cl minus. CH3 NH3 plus Cl minus. Here there was given Kb is equal to 5 into 10 power minus Pkb is equal to minus log Kb minus log 5 into 10 power minus. Because this is an example for buffer solution numericalities, so you should go with Pkb. Pkb is equal to minus log 5 into 10 power minus 4. So this can be written as 4 minus log 5. This is 4 minus log 5, already we know that 0.7. So it is 3.3. Pkb value is nearly 3.3 because of log 5 is 0.6990, log 2 3010, log 3 4771, log 4 is 6021 and log 5 is 6990. 6990 aggregated to 0.7. So that's why you should take 0.7. You should, the answer is Pkb is 3.3. So here you should go with 0. How many moles? 1 mole is mixed with 0.08 mole. So it is time t is equals to 0 seconds. If time t is equals to 0 seconds, the concentration of number of moles of methylamine is 0.1 mole and number of moles of hydrochloric acid is 0.08 mole and the products is 0. After, if time t is equal to t seconds, so 0.1 minus 0.08 will get 0.02 moles. This is 0.08 moles. This step was very, very important, my dear students. Don't make mistake regarding this step. Initial mole 0.1 combined with 0.08. So 0.08 total consumed. Total 0.08 consumed means what is remaining is 0.02 moles of methylamine and the product is how much? 0.08 moles of CH3NH3 plus Cl minus. We know one formula, that is POH is equal to Pkb plus log salt divided by base. Pkb we know 3.3 plus log salt how much? 0.08 divided by 0.02, point get cancelled, 2 4 is 8. So 3.3 plus log 4, 3.3 plus 0.6. So it is 3.3, 0.6 is equal to how much? 3.9. Acid buffer, base buffer formulas, you know that pH is equal to pKa plus log salt by acid. Like that pOH is equal to pKb plus log salt concentration divided by base concentration. Because of that question was given, it is what it is? 1 liter moles by liter, 1 divided by 1 we will get same value. That's why, so no need to take any trouble for that. So pOH is equal to 3.9. Then what is pH? pH plus pOH is equals to 14. So pH is equals to 14 minus 3.9. Then pH is equal to 11.1. 10.1. Sorry, my dear students. 10.1. So pH is equal to 10.1, but we have to calculate the value of X is. The value of X is, what is the X? Concentration of H plus. So again we should go pH is equal to minus log H plus, or H plus concentration is equals to what it is? 10 power minus pH. That is equal to 10 power minus 10.1. 10 power minus 10.1. 10 power minus 10.1 we should go with actually it is exactly 3.902 will get exactly. We should substitute what it is Actually here 0.6990, suppose you should substitute, we can substitute 0.6990, then exactly we'll get a mm, 6021. 6021 here. What is where I said? This one. Suppose here exactly we can go with 0.606990. 6990 means we are going aggregate, it is approximate, it is. So PKB 3.3 we can substitute. Here 0.6 we should eliminate the 0.21. So approximately we will get 10.1. This can be written as 10 power minus 11 into 10 power 11 minus 10.1, 0.9, that is equal to 8 into 10 power minus 1 according to anti-logarithm table it is. This step you don't get confused here. H plus concentration is equal to 10 power minus pH. pH already we know where is pH. pH is 10.1. pH is equal to 10.1. Substitute 10.1 here. This can be written as a 10 power minus 7, a power m into a power n. A power m into a power n, a power m plus n, 11 minus 0.9, again we will get 10.1 only. 10 power minus 7 as it is 10 power 0.9. 10 power 0.9 and the 0.9 value, you should go with anti-logarithm, we will get nearly 8. If it is exactly value, we will get, you can substitute exactly here, that is 0.602. Here you will substitute 0.6990. Here you substitute 0.6021. Then we will get the exact value it is. So approximate also we will get. So H plus concentration is equal to 8 into 10 power minus 11. 8 into 10 power minus 11, that is where his answer is 10 power 09. This is 8 is right answer for this question. Clear. So my dear students, this will be the end of the session. I hope you understood. I wish you all the best. Have a nice day. Thank you one and all.